Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the What's Good podcast. Today we have a very special guest indeed, Mr. Max Fosh.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
No
do
worries.
you say a very special guest every week?
Yep.
Yeah.
I wanna say something very quick.
Okay.
Okay.
You did a video
Yeah.
saying that Hemel Hempstead is the ugliest town in the UK.
Wow, that's
I
so
did.
not true.
That's where I've lived since I was 3.
I did. And it's funny that I was wondering whether you'd ever seen it. And like when
Yes.
we got here, I was like, I wonder whether Simon's going to bring it up.
He did
First
bring it
thing he
up,
does.
Yeah, no,
brings it up.
Before we do pleasantries.
Yeah, it's just like, why don't you call
let's
the
get
town
this
ugly?
up. Yeah. I don't think. Do you?
I don't think at all. I just generally I was looking for video ideas and I was going through Yes Theory's channel and they said,
Actually, the classic.
Yeah. I was like, we're basically the same. So I saw they threw a party in the most boring town in America and I was like, how could I change that? So just looked at loads of different metrics and just came up with, and also was thinking one that's not too far away, so I don't have to travel too far.
that's
Hemel
true.
Hempstead, bingo. And I flew a plane over saying, you're beautiful to me, Hemel Hempstead. So
I mean, I did watch the video and I was a little bit hurt.
yeah.
But,
Did you recognise the places that I was?
A few of them.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I live like 5 minutes away.
Oh,
from
nice.
it, so
Yeah, the
it's a very nice
mums
place.
Facebook groups in Hemel Hempstead absolutely blew up that day. I've heard
Really?
most traction it's had in a long time. So
Wow.
don't worry.
Well, I forgive you.
Thanks, mate.
It's-
Oh yeah,
it
actually,
is a
I'm sorry.
lovely
I'm sorry for
place. It's a lovely place.
calling your town ugly.
Well,
That's my hometown.
My high street, where I'm from, got voted the second worst high street in Britain.
It was
Okay.
after Hemel.
Yeah, after Hemel. Where was it? Where is it?
Nick, pull it up. It's called South Norrington High Street.
Right, so if I told you that it's really ugly,
Yeah.
would it offend you?
No.
Oh.
Why?
Because it is.
Well, actually, there was something on Hemel High Street that really fascinated me. You know, you have like pound shop, everything's a pound. There was a shop that just said everything's £14.
Okay, I don't know this place.
It was a really specific amount of money.
Normanton. So yeah, Normanton. Wait, everything's £14.
It said it's in the video. The shot of it is I'm like showing everyone lovely how It said everything
Images.
£14 and less.
Nah, just got images.
Oh, terrible! A disgrace.
I mean,
It just looks like any high street in the
They
UK.
aren't the photo. None of this is South. None of this is where I live. Never mind.
we had one club in Hemel. I'm trying to remember what it was
Nightclub?
called. Yeah.
We didn't have a nightclub where I'm
Nick,
from.
what was the nightclub called? No, not that one. It was down by.
You sure that's not the
Yeah.
youth club you went to when you were
Yeah.
like 4 years old?
It was
the
down by
YMCA.
the Hemel, like down by the town centre bit. There was one nightclub, and all I remember is it would open,
Yeah.
and
and
then
then close.
3 weeks later, it was always closed
Oh man.
because someone got stabbed.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh right, so there's a
right.
lot of like violence in Hemel, is there?
I think just in that one club.
Oh right,
I think the rest of it was.
it was the gladiatorial arena of Hemel Hempstead.
What was it? The function rooms. That's the one.
2 out of 5
Yeah,
stars.
it's got 1.5 stars. on
1.5
TripAdvisor.
star.
That is 1.5. I can
Yeah.
confirm.
Every time I ever like.
What
every-
people are saying. Security guards let this pub down.
Reviews are always weird, aren't they, as well? Because it's always like no one really leaves a positive review, so you only get bad reviews,
Yeah.
in my opinion. And it's usually when you've had one experience with one bad person, whether it be a security guard or whatever. No one rates 5 stars. On
Well,
Deliveroo,
I do.
Yeah, I rate 5 stars to get it off the screen.
Same.
I load the app and I'm like, I want to order some food. It's like, what do you want to rate KFC? I'm like, well, 5 star, get it out of the way.
I can't remember. It was fine.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
still here.
Yeah.
Well, that's enough about Hemel. I'm sorry I brought that up.
That's all right. No, I enjoyed my time shooting there, and yeah.
Well, I guess tell the people a little bit about what you do.
Yeah.
You know, and what you describe yourself as, you know.
I am a YouTuber, but to my parents, I work in the entertainment industry.
Nice.
So don't really get it. I do a lot of videos. That's basically just a rip-off of a mixture of Yes Theory, Zach and Jay, and then anyone, and then like street interviews. And I've been doing it for like 3 or 4 years. I have recently started going into comedy, so I just did a tour around the UK of doing stand-up comedy.
You smashed the tour as well.
Yeah, mate, it was
That a
really
big
good fun.
tour.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
You made it sound like it was like a little tour, but you smashed it.
Yeah, it was a really scary thing to do, and I spoke to a few people who had done tours before, and like I spoke to Will because he did one with Stephen with Twatty Live a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And he said it was the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And so I was like, but there was so much work involved with it. And I've been thinking a lot about why more YouTubers don't do it. And I now understand why.
Yeah.
Because I've been working on it for about 2 years, and that also like you don't make that much money from it.
No.
I had a meeting with the producer at the end, and there we go. It was called Max Fosh's Social Butterfly. Added a few more dates than that, so I did 25 shows.
Big.
And sold 5,500 tickets. So
Damn,
it was cool. And I think what I really enjoyed the experience was I've never sold merch in any way, and I thought this is my one time of selling something to the audience, and it was an experience rather than like a t-shirt or like, no offense to you guys, but
It's fine. It's fine.
None taken.
but it was it was so scary. It was scary though. Like I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Like being online, you can edit things, and like if it's a bad video and tanks, then that's fine. People forget by the next week, but you can't really do that on stage.
And you have to
and like
prepare,
you'll know this from the music side of things. It's so much preparation that goes into it. But yeah, it was awesome.
Had you been to any other YouTuber shows in the past?
I'd never been to one, and so I missed Totty Live, which I was really gutted about. But luckily, I got a director involved with it, and he had directed Dan and Phil's world tour like 3 or 4 years ago when they were doing huge venues.
I feel like times have changed since then, though, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, because I mean, years ago we did like Insomnia, and there's a stage show. It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's like ours is a lot more of just like let's just cram people in a room and put YouTubers on stage and do a Q&A.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's no preparation in those, so I can't imagine like if people are going out of their way just to watch you, like that's a lot of work to try and sort that out.
Yeah, and especially when you get to a certain size, it kind of people are just excited to see somebody on stage. So I'm sure if you guys at the Sidemen did that, everyone's just excited to be able to see you guys live. But with me, I knew I needed to do something that was objectively like enjoyable, and I know a lot of people would come with people who hadn't seen any of my videos, like dragging their mates along. Oh, just please, I got these tickets, like it'll be fine. And so I wanted to make sure that the show was just like at least enjoyable. That was in London. That was like the last night was 1,000 people, 1,200 people in this venue that I had actually been kicked out of.
Oh wow!
2 years previously.
That's funny.
So I'd actually been banned from it for about 6 months. And I was like, screw you. I'm performing it now. So but it was such a, again, I'm sure you felt this with your music. It's such a release. Like when I came off stage, I put it in the video that I just absolutely sobbed, because it was like so much pressure, and I'd spent so long, and COVID had pushed it back loads of times. And when I'd done it last, and my family were there, my friends were there, and that's when my parents could understand. I was like, oh, actually, they
probably think that's everything you do now.
Yeah, and now it's like now I'm getting the you do stuff. Jack Whitehall does that as well. Do you guys want to do something together? Saying the Beatles do music. Do you want to?
Why not?
I think that's what my parents think I do now. But awesome experience, and like I'm trying to think
people.
to do more.
No, it's big.
Yeah,
so 1,000 in London.
Yeah.
That's like mad.
So selling tickets is hard, really hard.
Yeah, it's really hard,
especially from like a YouTube based thing as well, because a lot of people, as you mentioned it there, a lot of people don't have friends to go with. So often with YouTube, it's a quite a personal thing, isn't it? Like you get home, you watch YouTube,
and that's
sometimes you watch YouTube with friends, but not often. So especially if you want to go to a concert or to a show of someone on YouTube, you got to describe to your friend like, you want to go with me? So that element. The other element is everyone's spread out everywhere. So maybe they live in Europe, can't come to the show.
We had the only place where we struggled to sell tickets was Bristol, and I had absolutely no idea why. We did a venue next to the next day for 500 people in Bristol. We were struggling to sell 150 tickets. It was the only venue. I was like, what? Everyone here is posh and at university. Guys, you all watch my videos. But it was interesting to see how people come, and like the age range of people is hilarious.
What did you get?
So on my first show in Birmingham, I came out and I was like, hello Birmingham, front row. There was 2 parents and a 14-year-old boy in I was like, hello mate. And I did a section about when I went to the AVN adult entertainment convention in Las Vegas a couple of years ago.
I've seen some videos.
I did a video there, and I have a whole section about spending time there. And there was just like 14-year-old kid. And
that's what I hate most about shows, when you visualize, when you see someone. I don't like, this is going to sound horrible now, but I don't like seeing people at the show. I like to perform just to the crowd and then after a while you start to see people because you don't want to let who they are change your performance.
Yeah.
So I hate performing in front of people I know. If I see someone I know, I just like I freeze up.
I guess I have the advantage there that I can immediately do like improv with that person.
That's true. You can clear the air, right?
Yeah. I literally ran out on stage. I was like, "Hello, Birmingham." Oh no! And just started chatting to this family, and the family were like, "I was like, oh yeah, what are you guys doing here tonight? Have you seen it in my videos?" They were like, "No, we wanted to take him on his first night at a comedy club, and you seemed the most PG person on the bill." No. I was like, "Thank you so much." So I then ended up
porn.
So the age range was massive. I think, but also because it was people who watch my YouTube videos. So they weren't people who go to comedy clubs. So they didn't really know how, in some of the places, didn't know how to behave in the crowd. So a lot of it was audience interaction. But these people who'd never been to a comedy club before just know audience interaction as Jimmy Carr's going to absolutely tear the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Whereas I was like actively asking people to get involved. And I wanted to talk to people. And so there was sometimes where I was like pulling teeth, like, guys, what do you think? And just absolute crickets because everyone was too scared to say anything that thought I would roast them.
It can be like with music as well. Like a lot of people don't. For my shows, it's like their first time they're ever going to see an actual live music concert or a music show, so they don't know what to do. You know, I'm like hands up, like guys, please put your hands up. You know,
everyone.
yeah.
Sir.
and obviously, in many ways, that's good, isn't it? Because you know it's their first experience. It's cool to be able to bring someone to your show that would never usually go to another show. So it can be very rewarding actually as well. So
hopefully it continues. But it's interesting to see other comedians now utilizing YouTube. I'm not sure whether you guys realized it, but in the start of lockdown, there were so many kind of mainstream celebrities who were being told by their agents, guys, you got to get on YouTube, TikTok, that's where everyone's doing it. And watching them try and do like 3 videos and not performing how they expect it to, and then leaving immediately. So a few of them have started to understand how it can transcend between like YouTube, because everyone still thinks YouTube is just like Zoella vlogging herself getting a pint of milk. So it's quite, sorry Zoella if you're a big What's Good
I watched
fan.
that one.
Yeah, exactly. Fantastic content.
What actually happened with Jack Whitehall? We did our Sidemen show. We did one of the episodes is with him.
He really gets it.
And
he really understands it.
He does, but I think he stopped. I mean, admittedly, he has a lot of stuff going on. But we did a video for his channel and a video for our channel. And I think his first video, can you go like right to the start, do Salt by Eldest?
Most recent one, Posh People Fighting. That's my next video title.
Jack Whitehall's happy ending.
So you look at his views.
13 million.
Yeah, and I think he stopped for a period after, because I think obviously there's like a period between that one and like the next few, because I think
did one with Marcus Butler there.
Yeah, I think after getting like
and F2
and Joe Sugg.
Joe Sugg, there you go. He's been with everyone. Justine.
Yeah, like he did really get it, and then he went
Joe Wicks
versus Deji, Joe Sugg again, Gibb.
Yeah, he did one with
He was
Gibb.
on it from early.
Well, Jack, if you're watching this, man, I'm down.
Jack,
he was one of the most like down to earth people.
Yeah.
That we filmed. Like we filmed with one every episode, and he was the only one that, you know, even afterwards we finished filming, we would always go to a bar or something. He came with us. Yeah. Came out for the night, kind of thing. Like,
that's sick.
Yeah, but I mean, like Jack, I know you're in movies with The Rock now, buddy. But if you're doing a tour, just support.
Yeah, that'd be big though.
Demographics, it's literally a perfect circle. The Venn diagram is a perfect circle. So yeah, it could be a shout.
Yeah, Jack,
actually, that would really fit.
It would really fit. It would. Yeah.
Put it on TikTok. Jack Whitehall.
Yeah,
get him as a support act.
There you go. Do it.
Let's make it happen.
So yeah. Fingers crossed. But like now, I guess that once you do it, it's like, that was great. What do I do now?
Yeah, I'm kind of that with mine as well.
So
Everyone's like, you gonna do more? I'm like, maybe.
I've got it filmed.
Yeah.
But I just don't know who. No one's. I'll try and give it to the streaming services, but none of them are going to be taking it. So if not, I'll just put it for my audience.
Yeah, you could do that. You could always just do a YouTube or something.
So, are you planning on doing another one at some point, or is it like?
Yeah, so I'll go and do. So there's the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which is a massive comedy festival in Edinburgh every summer, and I was going to do it in 2020, then 2021, and now 2022, because that is kind of what I'm trying to do with the comedy stuff. Is that although YouTube, I'm getting to a place on YouTube I'm happy with, and like I'm making things that I'm proud of. There's a huge sway of the entertainment industry that doesn't understand that. So I'm trying with the stand-up stuff to kind of transcend that and show, look, I've got 500,000 subs here, but I also, which they don't understand, but I also did a stand-up tour and did the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which you do understand. So I'm going to do the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, then release the show that I filmed, and then I'll probably go and start writing a new show. But it's just a little bit of, great, that's done, right? Back to the drawing board and start again.
Yeah. I find it so sad that, if say you perform at Edinburgh Fringe Festival and you have 10 people, they genuinely take that as more than 500,000 subs.
Yeah.
I find that so odd.
100%.
I just invite my family to come watch me.
Yeah. Like if you get a good review in the Guardian for your Edinburgh Fringe show and it gives you 5 stars, that would probably do more for you if you're a comedian with 500,000 subs.
Yeah.
Because it's what is, and it will change slowly. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you see Adam Rowe, who is a comedian who's just sold 10,000 tickets to his stand-up tour.
Yeah.
Because his audience from Have a Word have leveraged that. Probably.
Yeah.
So,
have you ever done a stand-up show, like, you know, the really like impromptu ones where you just kind of turn up and like open mic nights?
Yeah, I did one. Because I thought I can't do my first ever show to an audience of people who watch my videos, because everyone's first show was terrible and I need to I just need to get it out the way. And so I did an open mic night in Dalston about 3 years ago. Didn't tell anyone I was going, and I rocked up, and
actually on your own,
on my own, like not with a friend, on my own, just me.
Okay.
And I got there, and the guy had asked me what I did beforehand. This is when I'd just done the Maximus Bucharest video with Zach and Jay that had like blown up. And so I was technically a YouTuber, but I wasn't really. So I said that, I do YouTube videos. And so like when he introduced me, he was like, we've got someone from the internet here this evening, which didn't help me, because then I did like all of my like 5 minutes that was terrible. And to give you an idea of what the place was like, so I did my 5 minutes and it wasn't very good, and I didn't really know what I was doing. And I came off, and the guy afterwards was like 6'5", was in a full duffel coat, like huge guy, really intimidating. And his first line was, if anybody thinks they're going to heckle, just know I'm carrying a knife. And then did his set. Now, to this day, I don't know whether that was a great opening line or was a genuine threat. But he...
oh my God.
Yeah, and so and safe to say, nobody heckled. No one said a thing. So, yeah, that was the first show I ever did. And then from there, it was just kind of doing bits and bobs, like little sections here and there. So.
Well, you mentioned the Zach and Jay video.
Yeah.
So that's the video where... Well, explain it to me. I don't want to get it wrong. That's the one where they had you as like a fashion model, right?
Yeah. So this was like 2019. I had met Zach. I'd walked past Zach on the street.
Yeah.
And had said to him, "Oh mate, I love your videos. Like, if you ever need help with the cameraman, let me know." And weirdly, he said yes.
I've got something in mind for you.
Yes. And then about 2 months later, he said, "Mate, we've got this weird idea for Fashion Week, but we don't really know what it is. We just want to, break you into London Fashion Week." And so that's what we did. Like,
harsh calling you not a model.
Yeah. And so we then went to Primark and we bought the stupidest clothes we could get, and then essentially just turned up where all the shows were at Fashion Week, and then they would like trigger the flash on one camera and just started shouting my name.
And everyone just...
And then within about 20 seconds, there were 25 photographers there.
Amazing.
And
so it sounds like it went like pretty easily, if you know what I mean.
It did. And then, so that was the first day. And then kind of after that, not much happened, but we then found all the pictures that these street photographers had posted on Instagram and sent them to all the shows that were happening the next day, saying, there's this, we've got this hot new model who's like, I still had the tags attached. There we go. So I had safety glasses, chemistry safety glasses on. We'd got like, here we go. What was the surname? And Zach on the fly just said Bucharest. He's called Max Bucharest from Bucharest. And so my name was suddenly Maximus Bucharest from Bucharest. And so we then got invited to the shows the next day. And then once we were invited to the shows, if you scrub to the end, I knew I'd been given a ticket. So I was like, I was meant to be here.
Wow.
So I was like, right, I can dress the most ridiculous way I can.
You got the foot in,
I had, so that thing around my neck was like packaging stuff you get. I've got I'm wearing shoes that Zach got when he spent a night in a cell for breaking into the EMAs. I bought Jamie Vardy's autobiography to read when I was bored during the show. And I ended up sitting next to these two girls from Made in Chelsea. Like, I had no idea who they were, but they were like, this guy as well, he was there, and he thought it was really funny. I told them what I was doing.
Yeah.
And they were, oh yeah, and I'm wearing pink marigold gloves, but with the ends snipped off. So it just looked absolutely ridiculous.
That's amazing.
And I just like spent the day, I just spent the day just being just a model and just acting like a model, and when someone would come and say hello to me, I'd pretend like, who are you, what do you want, just being really rude.
That's so good.
And so we posted this video and it just blew up. Like, I've never seen or experienced obviously anything like that. And it just keeps going. Like, every single month, Zach tells me, like, every single month it's like probably their best performing video.
Yeah.
Because
I thought that was way longer than 2 years ago, you know.
It was February 2019.
We were chatting about it in the car, right? And you was like, 5 years ago. He's like, did that come out 5
I
years ago?
thought it was like a long time
Well,
ago.
I mean, we basically took the other video that people get confused with, Uber Butler's one. He did one with Giorgio Peviani where he got a brand into Paris Fashion Week, I think.
I don't think I've seen that one.
And
that one though.
And I think that it was just kind of videos around Fashion Week did really well, and like that blew their channel up from like 30k subs to 400k. It blew me up from 1k to 150k like overnight. And
you're good friends with Zach and Jay now?
Yeah, so like they're definitely easily like my best mates on YouTube, because we both started in a sense when like Zach already had his personal channel but then made the Zach and Jay show, and they were on 30k subs, I was on 1k subs, and we just kind of grew together. And so I'd like class those guys as like some of my best mates that like definitely on YouTube, actually regardless of YouTube.
And you literally just met him on the street?
I walked past him on the street and was like, hi mate, can I film for you? And like now I can't believe that he said yes. Like, the amount of messages that he must have received back then, like I get it often, and for him to be like, yeah, sure, why not, was just so lucky.
But I know you mentioned obviously Yes Theory, which is obviously probably an inspiration for you, and also Zach and Jay as well. When they met you, they're probably, you know, when you have the same interests, it's very easy to see if someone's going to work, doesn't it? So I mean, they probably just got the vibe from you that this guy is
just
cool.
thought you were really hot.
Maybe.
All that,
He messaged you straight away like, you want to be a model?
Yeah, you're fit. There's 27 million views of you somewhere.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know where, but that's the kind of video that all started off, and I've just kind of gone from there.
Yeah, I think with videos like that as well, I think obviously I'm not trying to take anything away from how hard they are to do and to film, but I think a lot of those breaking into places or blah blah blah, they're a lot easier than people think they are.
They are a lot easier.
I think that's why they're easy, right?
Yeah.
Because no one thinks I can go and do this. But if you do it...
it is genuinely really easy. Like I've just done, and amazingly, they're still popular on YouTube. Like I posted one the other day, and it's my most popular video.
The security one?
Yeah, the security video.
I saw one. Did you see this? So he broke into a security convention, right? So you can get that on up, Nick. And
I think I did see... I did see this.
The intro is being filmed by a security guard.
Yeah. I love
this one.
This was mental because... Yeah, the security guard filmed that intro because I didn't have a cameraman. That was quite fun. But my stepbrother, like my family, well, this happens with you guys, I'm sure, like they will say, oh, you should make a video about this. And always the ideas are terrible.
Nick.
Yeah.
All the time.
The video ideas are always terrible. But then my stepbrother was just like going through a list of events happening in London. And he said, oh, there's a security convention going on next month. And I was like, I broke into the security. That's a banging title.
Yeah.
And it kind of worked. Like, I've never really been into the whole kind of analytic Mr. Beast, this is what you need to do side of YouTube. But I've realised it really does work.
Yeah.
And so just with that title, I knew that it was going to be kind of big anyway. But there's still that desire for breaking in videos, I guess.
Yeah.
You did a video a while ago, I think, right? Where you asked people like, do they know who KSI is?
Yeah. That was genuine. Like, I'd be totally transparent. That was to see the effects that being in a KSI Reddit video would do.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, what do I need to kind of do in order to do that? Like, he needs content, so let's give him something to react to. And so I made it, and I was just really interested to see what the effect was. It did help that actually the guy who was kind of working with me at the time, called Adam, who also edits on the Sidemen Reacts.
Oh, Adam Pike.
Yeah. He like put it in front of Mo, who's like put it to the top of like the stuff to react to. So like I definitely had it in there. But I'm totally transparent. I made that video to see the effect, and it did well, but it didn't absolutely kind of blow up. But, yeah. It was interesting.
Because how long ago was that? That was 2020.
That was September 2020. So then I made a follow-up video, and
Nice.
and my title was, oh my god, KSI put me in. I'm reacting for views.
Yeah.
So I think people quite enjoy that like transparency. But that's so funny. The video itself got 120k views, and then the reaction video got 250k.
Yeah.
So because I don't really, apart from Zach and Jay, I don't really have any YouTube mates. I don't like collaborate and make content with each other. So I was like, oh, let's just see what happens if I do the KSI trick.
Yeah. So you're obviously the videos that I think you can tell me if I'm wrong. You started with was the street interviews, right? That's where you kind of started it. What's the series called again?
Street Smart.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So how do you find those videos?
Those were basically done because I was at university, and there was the TV society at my university were doing them, and they were like 15 minutes long, and the first 2 minutes were, hiya guys, so we're stood outside this nightclub, and this is Ashley and I'm John, and we're so excited to do this today, and anyway, I had pasta for dinner. I thought, you've got this 45 seconds in, guys, and like what the hell's going on? And so then I just went out and just did my own, and I put them all on Facebook, and this was in 2017.
Because that's where I saw you first.
And like Facebook just back at that time just propelled those videos massively. And the second video I ever did, Question Time, got picked up by a page called Student Problems, who had like 7 million likes on Facebook.
Oh wow!
And it got like 8 million views on Facebook. I was like, oh my god, I'll be a Facebooker. This is great. And I was uploading them to YouTube, but they were getting like 10 views, 15 views. But I did it for about 2 years, just doing street interviews in Newcastle, then did some around the country. And it was just my way of like, I want to make videos, but I have no idea what to make them about. I'm quite good at chatting to people on nights out, and Newcastle is just a place where everyone's on the piss. So
always.
There was always material for people to talk to. So it was good fun. So that's how it started. And it's just kind of been it's been like I've never had a period of like bang. It's always just been kind of like quite slow and steady, which is
probably
fun.
the best way, to be fair. Like if you're trying to build an audience and build something special, then that's probably a better way, because it's organic and you're building people who want to watch your videos. Sometimes if you have a big spike, you can get people that actually don't care what you do.
Especially if you want to do like shows and stuff.
Because
now you know those people are actually staying there for you.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just get one big bang, it could be like, okay, Mr. Beast mentioned me in a video. 500,000 people come over, but they're not really there.
No, not stay around.
They don't really care.
Yeah, they're not going to come to your shows. Exactly. So... Yeah, whereas especially that video there with Zach and Jay, that's pretty much the embodiment of your content and their content on those style of videos, isn't it? So it's good.
It's so funny. Like, I'm sure you guys have had this as well. What, like, over time you become that guy that did blank.
Yeah.
So initially it was like that guy that spoke to posh people. Then it was the guy that like broke into thing. Then it was the guy that ran for mayor. Then now it's the guy that broke into security convention.
You're the guy.
What is it like? What is it for you guys? What are the things that you're that guy from?
Mine was the diss track, wasn't it? The guy who dissed Deji. Probably still now.
Mine's that guy that knows KSI. I think it's always been that, and it will always be that.
Yeah.
I'm the white guy from the Harlem Shake. That's what I was.
That's a piece of YouTube history right there.
Yeah, that was a great video. This podcast is sponsored by Skillshare. Jeez. There's nothing better than getting better. Accomplishing growth is extremely satisfying, and online classes from Skillshare make it possible. Learn about illustration, design, photography, productivity, and more. And you can do whatever you want to. If you want to learn how to sweep the floor, you can probably learn how to do that on Skillshare.
I mean, I hope you know how to do that anyway, but with Skillshare's short classes, you can move your creative journey forward without putting life on hold. Like I did recently. I'm obviously, in case you didn't know, Talia bought me a DJ set. So I have been taking Ricardo Luigi's DJing for beginners. I want to learn to do it. I want to do it on stream. I think that'd be so sick.
Patch it in.
And I'm not going to lie, the reason I actually took it was because I came to your show and
I didn't have a DJ.
The DJ messed up one of the songs.
Oh, he did? No, he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, man, it would actually be sick if I just knew how to DJ.
You can be my DJ.
I could be your DJ. Be like Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, no one will look at me. Who's that DJ?
No, because I'd be behind a screen until the end when you're like, yo, shout out my DJ Simon. And everyone's like, wait, he's been DJing the whole time.
You could wear a helmet like Marshmallow.
I could, but that looks really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've been taking that class at Skillshare. So explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/what'sgood, where our listeners get a free trial or premium membership.
Sheesh.
That's 2 weeks free at Skillshare.com/what'sgood. Check it out in the description. Back to the podcast. You mentioned you went to uni.
Yes.
Where'd you go?
I went to Newcastle University.
How was it?
For 4 years. Amazing. Like
What did you do? Sorry.
I did English literature, but like it was totally useless. And it was like, so I'm quite old in the YouTube scene. Like everybody who's like starting out is, well, I'm 20. I'm nearly 27.
Yeah, you're so old.
But my point is that you guys have been in YouTube for like a long time and like being like super successful on YouTube for a long time, and like you were hitting your stride back when like you guys like in your early 20s and stuff.
I see what you mean now.
And
he's older than you are. And so,
I know, but like
he's quite old. He's like 29.
But when did you start? Crazy. Like, when did you start first? When did you start doing YouTube full time? At what age?
Full time, like 22.
You was quite late, wasn't you? To be fair,
I was very late.
But like JJ was like 16.
Yeah,
I tried at 16.
I was helping JJ around like when I was like 17, 18, and I went to uni.
Yeah, so I did uni for 4 years and was going to be like a radio presenter. That was my that was my goal. And up in Newcastle, I got two auditions for Heart Northeast and BBC Radio Newcastle.
Oh wow!
And as you can imagine, like welcome back to Heart Northeast. We're in Newcastle. We got Max here this afternoon. Hello. I didn't quite get invited back for a second audition. So I was thinking like, what the hell am I gonna do? And that's when I just started making videos on YouTube. And like it took like 2 or 3 years. It wasn't until the Fashion Week video did I then become like, a YouTuber in the sense. So I was.
So you originally wanted to be a radio?
Yeah, I wanted to be a radio presenter. I just wanted to be in entertainment. I didn't think that I'd ever be able to make it on YouTube because it was, at that time, like 2017, I thought it was so difficult. And I was watching Casey and Yes Theory just religiously in that period of time. And I saw how much work went into becoming a YouTuber. And I had no idea where to start. So it was a real case of like, just changing direction with what I was doing every kind of 6 months to a year, and now I'm here, and I'm even doing it now, like with the stand-up show, like probably will then move in other directions. But I've realised that I'm probably in for YouTube for the long game, so I really enjoy it. But it's an area that you guys know that you only get back what you put in, which can be frustrating when you just want to break.
I think especially when you don't necessarily do like gaming content as well, because I think gaming is one where
I wish I could do reaction gaming videos.
Hell yeah. You're sat there saying I copy Yes Theory, I'm here like Sniper Wolf.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what it's like, you know. Often that can be gaming can be easy, but it's also very difficult because you have to be quite interested to watch, to play games, and people enjoy it because they could just go play the game themselves. So it can be easy to do, but it's hard to master. Whereas I guess the content that you make as well is quite viral content. It's content that you want to share, and that's probably why it's just so well on Facebook as well, because Facebook's I know people give it a lot of stick, but it's a very viral platform. Everyone sees it.
It's pretty. I mean, look at like Darman and people like Julius Dean. Isn't like Julius Dean? Isn't there some amazing fact that he's like the most watched creator in the world?
There's like that Kirsten Hanby guy as well. There's a lot of guys who do just like weird content, but it works on Facebook.
Darman. Yeah,
Darman.
Darman. He's great, isn't he?
But I mean, maybe, to be fair, you could probably do content like that. The Cody Co style content. You could do reaction based content for sure.
But then I worry that like those 500,000 subs that they're like, no. We want the breaking into security convention stuff.
You could do a second channel.
Yeah.
You could do just a purely react channel.
Yeah.
Because that is fun. Like Cody Co is a very entertaining person, and he just reacts, but that's still great content.
Is there something that you guys like? Have you learned like techniques in how to make reaction stuff more entertaining when you're doing it?
No.
You're like, what's on the screen? I just say what I see.
Bro, have you seen some reaction channels? They literally just say, "Wow, this is insane."
Some reaction channels we think as well don't actually watch the content.
I'm convinced some people just record themselves for 10 minutes.
No way.
No, legit. I am so sure.
After the podcast, we'll show you some as well. And it is very you're like, oh my God, look at that. Whoa, no way.
They don't mention anything on screen. They just react, like in general.
But that also makes absolutely no sense because like there's no extra work, unless they can repurpose old stuff so they don't have to get back into the studio.
But also they can just react when they can. Like I could sit there for an hour and react, and then you say you're the editor, cut it up into 6 videos, find the clips that are like the best, and then put it over them.
Because think about it, like craziest fails of the week, right? It's like you've been framed. It's just the same thing, and you don't need someone necessarily to commentate over it. You just need someone to give you the push to watch it.
That is wild. That is absolutely wild.
Yeah. And
I'm convinced they're 100%.
there's no personality to it. It's just like, oh my god, wow. But you're not watching them. You're just watching the penguin
That
fall
must
over.
have hurt. Hope they're okay. There we go. Just clip this up, John.
We got a channel.
Ready to go.
1 million views. But it's interesting. I find YouTube so interesting because there's so many different avenues. I mean, I'm on TikTok a lot now. I see people who are doing the you know how people are always trying to sell courses or they're trying to sell this thing or the other. On YouTube now, people are selling the idea of like a I'm not sure what the name is, but it's passive YouTube. So they'll start a YouTube channel about murder mystery or something like that, and they'll just commentate over it, or don't even commentate over it. Just get a voiceover and just put that on, and they make money. They're making like 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month just by repurposing content.
Oh, what's it by like dubbing over the top of something that already exists?
Yeah. So they'll grab say a case file from like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And they'll just voice over it. They'll write a script, speak over it, or they'll get someone on Fiverr to read it for them, and then they're getting.
That's similar to like a commentary channel though.
No, but there's no personality. Is what I'm saying. There's no one on the screen.
Yeah.
So
right.
it's purely like anyone can do it.
But some commentary channels don't have face cam, and they'll literally just they don't even give an opinion on it. They'll just say, like, oh, this is this person. This is what they've done. Yeah.
It's similar, but it's like there's no. It's kind of like it's like not anonymous. So you have no idea what it's called. It could just be called like murder case files, and
Kind of like
they'll have like 10 channels.
Corpse did it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and like this guy Ludwig in the States.
Ludwig, yeah.
Like, did you see the video he did, like proving that
Mizkiff.
YouTube isn't luck?
Yeah.
So he made a channel from scratch and showed how he got 10,000 views on his first video on his channel.
Yeah.
This one. I
never actually watched this.
It's not luck. It's so interesting and shows like how, and he does just that. He hires a guy on Fiverr to do a script that he's written. There's a title that's quite interesting or will pique someone's attention.
Yeah.
And it ended up getting like 12,000 views. And obviously since he's made this video, the channel's blown up because everyone wants to go and subscribe to it. But it was like really, really interesting to see how it's now being.
Yeah, I guess essentially that's what I was describing. What the video he made was kind of the channel that people are doing, but they're making a lot of money on it, like, thousands of pounds just by creating, just repurposing content. So that's what I'm saying. Like, on one hand you've got comedians, you've got yesterday viral type videos, you've got gaming, and then you've got people just sat there just collecting content, putting it in one place and making a career out of it.
But then my question to online law, the question I have for you then, guys, is like, are you making content because you are looking ahead 5-10 years? Or is it something like still, right, this is going to bang now? Not necessarily the content itself, but what you're doing just externally of that. I guess with the music, that is slightly more longer term.
Yeah, for me, music, I'm a bit of a weird case with music because I do it for fun, really. Like I just make a song sometimes. People like it now, so it does well when I do it. But I never set out to kind of be this person, or I just started doing it. With my Pokemon stuff, it's very easy. I just I enjoy it when it packs, so I'll just film myself doing that. I think I don't really do YouTube, do I? In a way, well, I do obviously, but like I've never had like an identity. Channel. Yeah, apart from Pokemon, I've never had like something that I go and film every day. Yeah. I just kind of film stuff that happen. So like the sides video, like they released their food. I just tried that and
I saw that banged.
Yeah. So
eating food for an hour.
Yeah. So I just leash off people, I guess. Really, I just find something trending and just jump on that.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
But no, to be fair, I'm absolutely gutted because I was going to do a video called "Posh People on Jake Paul, Tommy Fury," and I knew that was going to bang. It's like two worlds colliding.
Yeah.
But I annoyed it got called off. I was gutted.
Well, people do that. My whole YouTube career, I've always been called leech, just feeding off others. And then now I'm scrolling through TikTok and I'll see the new way to get views on YouTube. It's called viral hacking. So what you do is you find something trending and make a topic on that. I'm like, so now it's got a term. What the fuck? But I think I haven't really had. I want to try and get like an identity on YouTube, like if something to do. But I don't know about you. How do you plan things? Just
honestly, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I've just been putting like this routine of my second channel upload every day, and it's just I just find something to do, and I don't know. I kind of just look at it as I have an opportunity, so why not? Take it and run with it as much as possible. Because obviously, content like my second channel is like your content takes a lot more planning, a lot more like there's a lot more to each video. But if you could do your videos every day,
I probably would.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, okay, this content I can do every day. Why not do it?
Yeah.
So I never understand when someone has a channel where it's like, a gaming channel, for example, and I'm like, why are you not posting every single day?
When you can.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really think about anything these days.
TikTok, I found someone made a really good point about TikTok the other day. So TikTok, they said, was like graffiti on the back of a toilet in Times Square. It's like 1 million people are going to see it in a day, but nobody's going to remember it 20 minutes after they've seen it.
Yeah.
That was a really, really good analogy. So, and also someone said, like, spend an hour on TikTok, and when you finish that hour, tell me one thing you've just watched.
Yeah.
And you cannot remember a single video that you've just watched.
Yeah.
And so I think that, like, TikTok, so I don't think TikTok as a creator, you can, unless you just absolutely explode.
I think there are a few people, there are a few like edge cases that really understand it, because I think TikTok, I think everything is always algorithm based, so you have to make content for the platform. So I think for TikTok, if you can engage someone who's just scrolling through a bunch of crap, then you've done something really good there, and you're probably someone who can create good content. Whereas on YouTube, the goal on YouTube is to get the title and the thumbnail. That's pretty much it at first. Obviously, the watch time retention is really important, but the first bit is getting them into it. And that's why back in the day, YouTube, you used to have a lot of the prank channels, didn't you? Like, some horrible titles. Like what prank invasion and all those type of channels that used to do, like they used to do the street type of interviews but then just kiss each other.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So I was the wholesome version of Sam Pepper, I think. I came along and be like to save the name of oh no.
No, theirs was the ones where it was like
The rise and fall
picking up single or pregnant mums.
Yeah.
And it would literally just be like, all they do is walk down the street, they see a pregnant mum who has a kid already.
Kissing prank. Oh my god.
That's it.
Kissing prank, kissing doctor.
Look at the thumbnail.
Look at that
Look at the
title.
thumbnail for the right one, Celebrity Edition.
Yeah.
Kissing prank celeb edition.
Look.
Kissing prank Starbucks employees.
What is that? What is that thumbnail for kissing prank Hooters employees? That's just.
I don't know what it is, but like that's what YouTube was, and I think it's changing now for sure. But it's still at the end of the day, Mr. V's content is still about the title and thumbnail, isn't it? So,
But TikTok, I think, you see how you said earlier about you become like that guy that did this.
Yeah.
I think that's TikTok to like an extreme. Because
Yes, that's so true. And then you really can't get out of that.
Like you blow up as the guy who did this.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, you know Jack Joseph. I don't know if you know. Who he is.
Yeah.
So he came on a podcast
I
recently.
saw the big podcast you guys did with him.
Yeah, and obviously he quite smart. He said as well. He was obviously got big off the undercover cop character, but he knew that he had to change that really quick. So instead of doing that, he still does it now and then. But obviously he's changed his character. He's done this and that. I think he does Twitch streams now. Been streaming on Twitch.
It's live every time I go on Twitch.
Yeah. Got like a $2,000 donation or something like that. I think. So I think some people can get out of it, but others can't. Others will always be just.
I think what happens is like if you blow up on TikTok like Jack does, and like I'm sure Francis Bourgeois has now as well. They think that then that is the times that right I've made it, but then they then need to put in so much work and effort on TikTok and on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, to get off TikTok.
Get off TikTok, and because then it gets very like boring very quickly to be that guy that did blank or that girl that did blank.
That's very true, actually. I think it's probably an art really to get across from it. Whereas that's where Vine actually like they just dropped the ball, didn't they? Because they just ended. I don't know if you remember Vine.
Yeah.
They just ended.
What's Vine?
He's not like 14.
but a lot of people don't know what
Did
Vine
someone
is.
recently, Randolph, tell them they didn't know what Vine was, and now you feel really scared about asking the question?
I know people who don't know what Vine is.
Shut up.
Yeah, man. Like if I'm on Discord or something, I'm like, remember Vine? They're like, what? What is Vine?
Who are you talking to?
Do you remember Bebo, Randolph?
Yeah.
Okay,
That was so good. Bebo was
Never had it.
Really?
Never.
MSN.
MSN, yeah, surely.
MSN, yeah. MSN was amazing.
I skipped BBM. I never had BlackBerry.
Oh, BBM. Oh,
I never
I never thought there would be anything greater than BBM.
never been on it.
And then I met girls.
Well, speaking of like that time period,
girls?
no, that time period, you went to Eton.
No, I went to Harrow.
You went to Harrow?
The other one.
John lied.
Wow, John said, I'm sorry, John said he went to Eton.
We're in the cab on the way here, and
I
John was
mean-
like, ask him about Eton.
No. So Harrow is the other one too. I know what you guys are playing. You go Max poshest school in the world. There we go.
No, he said
Here
it.
comes
He
the
said
views,
it.
chaps. Don't worry. I went to Harrow School, which is a very, very posh boarding school in London, where Winston Churchill went to school.
Did you have to wear a bow tie?
Yeah, we had this. This is the
What?
uniform. So
Do you know what voter is?
of that.
Yeah.
Did you know before Nick put it on?
If he had said we wore a Harrow bow tie, I wouldn't have known what it is.
Okay, good.
So Nick, type in Harrow School uniform. So this is what. So it was incredibly. It was really strict. And so the picture top left. So that picture top left. Those are actually boys who were in my class. And
No
like
way.
I don't know why, but that video has like always
Wait.
become the first thing on.
Wasn't there a TV show on Sky?
Yeah, there was. I'm in it.
Are you in it?
I'm in it.
That's so good.
If like for the briefest period of time, I'm singing in it. I'm actually, you'll love this. I'm singing the Pokemon theme tune.
Yeah.
Because
Why?
we had a competition every year called the Glee competition. Yes, my school was literally a TV show.
Oh my gosh.
And it was unaccompanied singing. And every boarding house, there are 12 boarding houses, a competition. Everyone does their own unaccompanied singing. And I was in my last year. I was apparently the most musical one in the boarding house, so I got put in charge of it. And we knew we were terrible. So I thought, okay, what am I going to do here? I was like, I'll just meme it. So I said to the musical teacher, I was like, sir, can we sing Gotta Catch Them All by this? Not.
You didn't say the Pokemon song?
No, I said not the Pokemon song. I was like, by this person.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, sure, I'll arrange that for you. And like, I think he realised about halfway through our rehearsal period, but I think it was too late by then. So
That's so good.
on the documentary, you hear me like, gotta catch them up, Pokemon. See like 800 very posh schoolboys
Amazing.
and the teachers all wearing boaters. So yeah, I went to Harrow School.
Yeah, I remember I used to watch that. Well, I didn't watch it, but I was watching other stuff, and that would always be on, like, next on Harrow.
Well, I think we played you at stuff.
Yeah,
sports.
where were you at
Berkhamsted.
Berkhamsted? Yeah, we always lost you guys at football.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Sam over here.
But we always beat you at cricket and rugby.
Yeah.
So
about
yeah,
right.
I think
you the posher school for sure.
yeah,
for sure.
I think we did play Berkhamsted.
And we were shit at football.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like we were all right, but
Yeah.
our school literally went like, oh yeah, if you're not in the cricket and rugby team, you're probably in the football team.
Yeah. Our school is so posh that we invented our own version of football called Harrow football. And like Nick, pull up pictures of Harrow football. It's a mixture of rugby, football, and wrestling.
It sounds like Aussie football.
It's kind of, but it gets played. So you play it on pitches that have been intentionally waterlogged. And the ball is still played with like a pig's bladder. So it's not actually made of pig's bladder, but it's a leather ball, genuine leather ball, which when it gets water in it, it becomes incredibly heavy.
Yeah.
So you do not head at that ball or you will knock yourself out.
My God.
Full contact is allowed off the ball. So you're allowed, if you're stood halfway along the pitch, you're allowed to absolutely shoulder charge someone if you'd like. And yeah, we played it on the farm. And there are all sorts of rules associated with it, and it's an absolute nightmare. So yeah, I played Harrow
That's
football.
so good.
I remember you having the most amazing football pitch though.
Oh yeah, it was underfloor heated, had all that.
It was genuinely like a professional football pitch.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think it's called Sunbury Field in Harrow. It was like with a athletic track.
Yeah.
It was like you were away at the Europa League, like in some like Dinamo Zagreb.
Because I remember
David Ellery, he was a referee who used to referee in the Premier League.
It's from Harrow.
Was my history teacher.
Oh
Mad.
my God.
So
right.
like he was one week giving Patrick Vieira a red card, and then on Monday, so boys, 1066.
Did you give him a stick?
Sorry,
Did you like
give him stick?
Yeah.
No, like
Okay.
you
thought that was a northern phrase. And
Yeah, I was confused. I was like,
No, I know what stick is. Sorry. No, like it was super strict. Like,
yeah, sorry. I
super
guess you can't do
strict.
that at school at Harrow, can you?
No,
Okay.
like the kind of thing where so we had someone called Custos who made sure that we were dressed correctly at all times. So our top buttons need to be done up, our shoelace needs to be done, shirt needs to be tucked in. Whenever you passed a teacher, you need to doff your cap to them as you walk past and said, "Sir." And if
at our school, we spat on teachers.
no, none of that happening. And if you didn't, then you had to. If you didn't, your punishment was called custos, which in Latin means guard. Like this is how bad it gets. And you'd have to report to him at 7 a.m. for 3 days in a row, which is like an hour and a half earlier than you normally need to get up. And
shit.
if you weren't there, you got 3 extra days of custos. So if you missed one of the 3 days, they added another 3 days.
Damn.
So then there were instances of boys getting like 67 days of custos.
just not going at all.
And then you got like detention, or you got. I was about.
I was gonna say, just take detention, innit? You just do an hour after school instead of an hour and a half before.
No, we lived at school though, so like
True.
you
True,
can't.
yeah.
You like there's so.
Tension from what?
It was just exactly.
We're going to take you away from school for an hour.
It's so funny, like saying that now, that makes total sense. But like when you're there, it is genuinely the most terrifying thing. Well, for me anyway, I was just like a goody. Like the idea of like getting in trouble, getting detention was terrifying.
That's so funny. I feel like your school wasn't private then.
No, see, this is the thing, right? So I went to private school, and
you get a lot of stick for it, don't you?
So much stick for it, and I know, like from away days, like playing football and stuff, I see other schools like Harrow, and I'm like, our school is so. It's like it's not a private school when you see those kind of private schools.
Okay, yeah.
Like ours was a boarding school, if you like.
If you want.
For
if you don't leave.
But it was only for boarders, basically.
Yeah, I got you.
But the majority of people didn't board. So, and we none of that, none of the hats, none of this.
No hats. Uniform?
We had a uniform.
Blazers?
Yeah.
Okay.
But a lot of schools had blazers.
Yeah, mine
John
did
had blazers.
as I left. As I left, my school had blazers, but no.
Was that something you brought in? We need some fashion in here.
My school was so funny.
Did you have, what was it, Mufti Day? Jeans for Jeans Day?
No, I think
we had that. We called it non-uniform day, not Mufti Day.
Yeah. I had Mufti Day at my first school. Yeah, we called it Mufti Day as well. But like,
what is Mufti Day?
Yeah, it doesn't. It's a weird thing to say. It's that's like a private school. And it's like, well, actually, what the hell was that? But yeah, we did. No, the most relaxed we got was when in the summer it got really hot. We were allowed like not to wear a blazer.
You were allowed to sweat.
Yeah, exactly. So,
approved.
So, it was like it's a weird time, and I actually, funnily enough, like haven't kept any of my mates that I went to school with. Like when I went to university, I was like, I want to completely just kind of
fuck them guys.
Well, a little bit. I'm sure they're probably not watching watching this, but
just one of them.
Yeah,
they're probably still in Abu Dhabi watching F1.
I don't want to take anything. Like, it's very easy like to go on podcasts and like slag the place off, and like there were times that I enjoyed at school and times I really didn't enjoy at school. But that's school, and when I left, I just wanted to like I knew there was other people out there rather than just some incredibly just wealthy people who weren't particularly nice. So I just went to university and just.
So, your child, would you send them to Harrow?
Oh, what a question. The problem is that I went there, my dad went there, my grandfather went there, and I think my great grandfather went there. So like,
so you're letting the family down.
I would let the fifth generation down of going to this school. Yeah. So it would have to depend. Like if they're sporty, 100%, because as you said, the facilities there were insane, and so it just completely depends what kind of like kid they are. But it would be a conversation I'd have to have with.
Did you go there like your whole school career?
Like college or like sixth form?
I was there from year 9 until 13. So like I was at primary school from 1 to 8, and then 9 to 13. So I did 8 years one place, 5 years one place.
So you went straight from Harrow to Newcastle.
Yeah, and then actually no. Before I took a gap year and worked at Woucher. So, yeah, there you go.
I don't know what that is.
That'll bring me back down to earth quite quickly.
Isn't Woucher like the online?
Yeah, the online like discount place where they can get like a massage for like £4.50.
Okay.
I worked in the.
What was the famous one of that? The one that was like really.
They had an advert that was like, get a wow a day at woucher.co.uk. And it's like bright pink. Like the website was like bright pink and the logo was like bright
pink. For your
pink.
birthday, you'd always get like a gift certificate for like massage or whatever.
Can we see Woucher, Nick?
Woucher.
I'm not sure whether it's still going, but yeah, I worked there for like 4 or 5 nights.
There's another one as well that did this.
Oh god, yeah.
What was it called?
Groupon.
Groupon, that was the one. Groupon was like the one that I first heard of.
So I worked in sales in Woucher. Actually, I worked in admin. I was just basically just logging stuff.
Nice.
And yeah, then I was like, I should go to university. What the hell am I doing?
So did you not get into a university?
I just wanted a year off, and then I realized
you can probably deserve a bit of freedom, you know.
And also, I didn't get into. I wanted to go to like Edinburgh University. I think I didn't get in, so I then was either. I reapplied and got into Birmingham and Newcastle. It's like, right, Newcastle it is.
Did you do anything else in the gap year, or just?
Yeah, no, I did. Okay. I lived in South Africa for 7 months.
Oh, that's quite big.
Which was pretty big as well. But
first thing that comes to mind is Woucher.
Is Woucher, yeah, that's what I'll remember. So yeah, it was, and then just kind of now I found myself doing this. And I've actually, do you know what the total vindication is? That I got recently asked to go back to Harrow for a careers day to talk about YouTube. I was like, do you know what? If I'd said I wanted to be a YouTuber at school, you would have been like, no, what are you doing going to the city like daddy?
JJ gets asked, and I've persuaded him not to, because he's
really?
like, I would go there and just tell them all like, fuck the school. And I'm like, you can't go back to the school to give a career speech and say, fuck the school.
And if JJ did it would just be pandemonium.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he could initiate like a riot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, ultimately, they kicked him out because his grades weren't good enough
Right.
in 1 year. And then he's obviously been very successful. And now they're like, oh, yeah, Burko's very own.
Yeah, it's
KSI.
not right. It's not right.
It's the same thing. It's like Bondi. So one of our friends plays football. He's at LA Galaxy now. And at school, our football teachers were basically the rugby teachers
Right.
off term.
Right.
So they were kind of like, they chose, the first game of the season was just the rugby team played A team. It was just them.
Right.
And this guy, they just like kind of disregarded him as a footballer.
Was he sick at school?
He was so good. Like he got scouted for Watford, went to Watford, like played there, blah, blah, blah. And as soon as he played in the Premier League, it was like...
Who did he play for? He played for Watford?
He played for Watford, yeah. And it was like, oh yeah, we taught him everything.
Yeah.
It was like, come on. You guys tried to stop him playing football.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It shows actually like I heard Ben Foster talk about it on his podcast about him going in goal on a five-a-side before he went pro, or like when he just started going pro. And like there are the levels to it between like someone who's like sick at school and like he was probably the best footballer you had ever seen in your life.
He's a goalkeeper and he was playing right wing at school. And he was like...
Oh, so he's a goalkeeper now?
Yeah. And he was playing right wing at school for fun. And he was in the first team in like year 9.
Really?
Yeah. And it was just like, he was so good. We'd literally bring him on for 10 minutes. He'd score a goal and take him off. Because Watford were like, yeah, we don't really want him to play. So he'd just come on for a bit, score a goal, go off.
That's really interesting because like it shows the amount of people that play football as opposed to other sports. Because I was in the cricket team, the first 11 cricket team, so I was relatively good at cricket. And a lot of the schools that we played have now people who play for England and play internationally. Yeah. And there are like 4 or 5 of them. But I don't think I know anybody who ever went to school with anybody who even like had a prolonged Premier League career because there are just so many more people who are playing football than they are cricket and rugby.
Yeah.
So it's just absolutely insane when you see people who play like professional football. Like Jesus.
Can we get that list back up a sec? So we had, so Jonathan Bond, the bottom one on the right.
Tallulah Riley.
Yeah. Roman Kemp.
Yeah, so Roman Kemp was in my year. Jonathan Bond was in my year.
Did you not make it?
I didn't make it onto this list. No.
Did you not make it onto the list?
I'm going to edit this. This is Wikipedia. I'm going to put you on, Simon.
So, yeah,
James Rodwell. Oh, yeah, he played rugby sevens.
Yeah, so Jonathan Bond, JJ, Roman Kemp. That was my year. Will Fraser was your year, Nick.
Tallulah Riley. So Elon
Musk.
Musk's ex-wife went to your school. What an amazing fact that is.
Yep.
You know, she has you.
Nope.
Yeah, even though you're not.
This podcast is also sponsored by Manscaped. Hey fellas, this episode of the What's Good podcast is brought to you by our favourite producers of ball trimmers. Manscaped, the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming, are leaving 2021 with new product. Clean yourself into the new year with their ultra-premium body wash. Also, special offer alert, use the code What's Good podcast for 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. 4 million men already trust Manscaped. Time to join them.
I am one of those 4 million.
Yes.
2022 is on its way, and the last thing you want is to be the guy with pubes getting in your way of making this year your best yet.
Facts.
2021 sucked, and that's why Manscaped is making a splash and upping your grooming game. Their signature Lawn Mower 4.0 is here to take down every pube in its path.
Manscaped engineered the ultimate groin and body trimmer by focusing on intelligent functionality and an incredibly comfortable grooming experience. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. Thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, it's even waterproof.
This tool is amazing, and I'm confident using the 4.0 to leave 2021 and my gross pubes with it. I mean, they are kind of gross, yeah. You know what else I'm confident about? Smelling like $1 million. You may be asking how, and I'm happy you did. You were going to ask how.
How?
I use the Manscaped Refined Cologne with the same signature scent that's in all Manscaped formulas. A great compliment to your collection.
Let's talk about being clean, John. Feeling and smelling good. The new Ultra Premium Body Wash from Manscaped solves all 3 for the perfect addition to your daily grooming routine. But in the shower. I shower every day and hope you do too. Let's just read this. This body wash is infused with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean, nice and moisturized. With Manscaped, you'll be a brand new man and ready to kick all the gross hair and smells out with 2021.
So use the code What's Good Podcast for 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com.
Me, I'm all in on confidence and smelling good this new year. Join me with Manscaped.
Yes, so get 20% off and free shipping with the code What's Good Podcast at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use code What's Good Podcast. Happy New Year to your balls.
But it's like, going back to what you said earlier about, you know, how lockdown has changed a lot of the things for comedians.
Yeah.
It's the same with music as well. Like I obviously been with JJ for, what?
How long ago was this?
Oh, no, it's ages ago, but it's on the theme of like, schools like
It's
taking
been
credit.
back in your mind the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It refreshed my memory. But obviously, I've been doing music with JJ since he first started his music. Obviously, gone from like, you know, doing his chemistry rap to like his, I wasn't there then, but the Hesky time and the football rap battles and stuff, to see where he is now. A long period of his career, for so long of it, no one would ever give him the chance. So no like record label, no radio, no collaborate, no other artists, no other rappers would ever work with him at all. Even though he had this massive audience, you know, he's got this massive audience that can really do well for a lot of stuff, and everyone just ignored him completely. Until now, you know, got the right management, got the right team behind him, and now it's just flipped completely. Everyone wants him on their show, radio. It's just crazy. But people ignored YouTube and people ignored this the entire time, and now they'll credit, you know.
It's the nature of the beast. And I think like he's doing, like, I'm sure everyone's told us a million times, but he's allowing that door to open in other areas of industry, not just music. But like for someone like me, I'm sure I will definitely benefit from JJ doing so well with music. Because I suddenly realised, actually YouTube is like, they can be commercially viable.
Although now he's starting to be seen just as mainstream. Like he's just a rapper singer now.
You can never win.
Yeah.
You can never win.
Nothing to do with YouTube now.
No.
That's disgusting.
Well, no, that's we were talking about something the other day. I'm not sure what it was, but he was saying, he literally got this thing, opportunity they had because he's a rapper now.
Yeah.
You know, not because he's a YouTuber, but he used that door to get him there.
Nick, quickly, could you check going to Simon not being on the Wikipedia list? There's a viewer of mine who constantly is putting my name in the notable Harrovian section under politicians. Now, because I don't have a Wikipedia page, it constantly gets being deleted. But every single time they add it, like, and I'm just under Lawrence Fox. So there's so many like notable staff, and then the actual like alumni. There are so many. But there's that's a good point. Just type in type Maximus. I think they did. I think they put my model name. Oh no, it's been deleted.
Maybe tomorrow it'll
So
be
just
again.
constantly like.
Is it? It's actually no. Sorry, Nick. It's a different. It's a list of old Harrovians main article. So click that one there. It's on there. And now try now. It's really awkward if it doesn't come up.
Oh no, this is one.
There's one. There you go.
Oh my god.
Maximus Bucharest.
Someone keeps putting it up. So what's that under that particular area?
Scroll up.
Scroll up. Oh, just others. just on others.
At least you're there. You know.
I'm not. It's go in the politics section maybe, because I think that they've done one because of the run for mayor stuff. I think like they did one along with Lawrence Fox, which was quite stupid.
Bro, look at that. What the hell?
There's so many because they're all
Bruh.
Yeah, I might
posh
get to
people.
Harrow.
Maybe
That was all cricketers.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
that was all cricketers.
What?
It gives my point exactly.
I thought it was just people who went to school.
Maybe just do Fosh.
That's my yearbook.
Might take.
Bro, Harrow was so good at cricket.
Really?
Yeah, I was in the B team and I got moved up for one game to the A team because someone was ill, and I go 11.
actors,
I'm
I
like
think.
the last person to go in for batting.
Yeah.
I go in and I'm against like the county like best bowler. He literally does one bowl. I'm holding my bat. I'm just like, please, just get out. Just get me out. Just get the stopped, you know. It bounces, hits me square in the thigh, and just causes this like huge bruise. I just collapse on the floor, and I'm like, I don't want to play cricket. No one likes this game. I retired that day.
He took aim at you.
They didn't. No, I've not made it into the politician section just yet. But hey,
Man?
This is ridiculous.
yeah, that's insane. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I see why I'd definitely send your kids to Harrow. Fucking hell.
Just to get on the list.
Literally, man.
Well, speaking of, there you go.
Okay, political party leaders. Yes.
So you're on it
I've made
twice,
it.
actually. You're on it twice.
A leader of the Fosh party. That is not
Bitter
true.
rival.
Bitter rival.
Bitter rival.
Lawrence
Mozza Fox. I'm so glad that's on Wikipedia. Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, speaking of that,
Yeah.
how was that? Is that something you'd ever do again?
No, never
So
again.
you've done it now,
I've done
like-
it now. I've done it once, and it was the most insane 6 weeks of my life. And like, it did amazing stuff for the channel. It did generally think some really good stuff for politics for young people in general. Because I wanted two goals. I didn't want to just be a YouTuber who was doing it for views.
Yeah.
So it was just a weird experience where it all happened because of a WhatsApp group chat where someone said, "Oh, Max, you should make a video running for mayor." And I said,
Sure.
"Oh, actually, that's actually a really good video idea."
Really
good.
So I looked into how you became mayor and realized that because of COVID, they relaxed the rules massively. Right. So what you needed in terms of like, so you need signatures from people who live in London.
It was like 50 from each.
Well, normally it's about 40 signatures from each borough, but because of COVID, you just needed 2. And so
two from each borough.
2 from each borough. So, and there are 32 boroughs in London. So that's like 64, 66 signatures. Easy. I could do that.
You just cycle around.
So you just need, you just need that and a 10 grand deposit. And I was like, I could do that. And then I had to weigh up my mind, like how many videos I need to make the money back. And so then I handed in my application, and this is what I found amazing. They literally said, "Great, see you on the 6th of May." Like there was no other like, this is what you need to do. Like you need to talk to the police about what might happen as you're running for London, mate. It's generally good luck in the polls. See you there.
Cheers.
So yeah, I've released my video, and then I then gave him my kind of application the same day, and then they released all the names of the applicants, and Nico's name was on there. I thought,
Do you think that helped though? Do you think that?
Yeah. Initially, I was fuming.
Yeah.
Like there was no way. Like I've been asked this numerous times. Did he copy the idea? No way. Like I know he would have spent the amount of time that Nico spends on videos. He would have spent ages working on it.
Yeah.
And so initially, I was frustrated, but then I realized this can only be a good thing.
Yeah,
like
2 going head to head.
And someone the size of Nico and the audience that Nico has, I'm sure that my videos were in the recommended next up on all of his stuff. So it would have been like a really, really good thing that happened. And and then I needed like an angle, so I went after Lawrence. Because hey, 2 posh Harrovians with no experience of politics. He's got 5 million quid in backing. I've got nothing. Yeah. Let's just see what happens.
Is he the one that drinks pee?
No, that's Brian Rose. He's a proper baddie. He's that one. He's the one that used to be married to Billy Piper and thinks that I'm a knob.
Was a bit of pee.
And so I just ended up doing things that were just like so painfully nice. So I like delivered. So what he was doing is that he was advertising on YouTube. So he'd obviously given YouTube a huge budget, and they had then like automatically, the algorithm just put his adverts before my videos. So I was getting paid by him to run for mayor. So I then did a video like saying thank you by like delivering him a cake at his party headquarters. That's and so just good. Being just a bit of a nuisance. And then on election night, they got us into a room that's genuinely the size of this studio, like 20 people, all this tiny room. And for the last 6 weeks, we've got people who have been slagging each other off. Like, oh, this person is unfit for office. Look what they've done. And then we're all in this room, just silent, just waiting for the results. It was. And then there's Nico, who stood next to me in these like child's glasses, and because he's like 6'5", he's taller than everybody. There's a man with his bin on his face on the other side, Count Bin Face, and then there's like the Conservative Party candidate, the Labour, like Sadiq Khan. I was stood next to the Liberal Democrat candidate, and the Green Party candidate, just chatting, just be like, "How are you?" Oh, I love
talk about.
Oh, it was just so initially started like, oh, I've loved your campaign on YouTube, and I was like, no, you haven't. You have no idea who I am. And then luckily, so it was really tense. Like everyone had slagged each other off. Like no one wanted to be in a room. Like you have like UKIP on one side and Labour on the other side. And then Count Bin Face just out of the silence just goes. He just goes, "So I've gathered you all here today," and it just like broke the tension just beautifully. And I mean, the funniest thing that happened that day was I went up to the candidate, the UKIP candidate, who was called Peter Gammons, great name, and I had beaten UKIP in one constituency. So I went up to him and was like, "Peter, had your absolute trousers down in West Central?" And his response was this, that considering that he is a professional politician, he said, "It doesn't really matter, does it?" I said, "To me, no. To you, it does. You are a genuine politician." And so the whole kind of attitudes for most of the politicians was like, "Oh, it's just a nice day out, isn't it? Oh, yeah, the mayor elections." So, yeah.
But again, I guess that goes back to the thing that we said earlier, where it's not actually that hard to do a lot of things.
No, it's not. And it's actually so underwhelming. Like, once you take back all of, like, the glitz and glamour, like, oh, a big political, like, race. It's just actually, it's genuinely like a popularity contest at school. Speaking to voters, not that I did much of that, they all were like, they all voted for people who they disliked the least.
Wow.
It wasn't. Oh, I want to vote for this person because I really like them.
I mean,
it's
the fact that Nico did get that many votes,
Nico,
it's proof.
Yeah.
It's proof, and like it, and it shows that there is. Look how like Nico came 5th. Nico beats so many parties that did
49,000.
Yeah, he got 49,000 votes. Where am I? There I am. Got 6,000. I think I came second last. I mean,
even that though is like
I don't think that's bad considering the number one manifesto point I had was don't vote for me. That was number one.
Can you explain Count Binface? I've not heard of this person.
Yeah.
It wasn't Count Binface before, was it?
No, it was Lord Buckethead before.
So you heard of him?
Yeah,
it's the same. I think it's the same guy, or it's the same collection of people. Now, initially, I thought that he was
a little cult.
Yeah. No. Initially, I thought it was like someone who was just like absolutely crazy. Like I wasn't really sure about him, but actually, speaking to him on the day, he's actually like he's a comedian. Like he's really funny. I follow him on Twitter. Genuinely, is really witty and is just got some really funny jokes. And he has every general election he has stood in the constituency in which the Prime Minister is running. So he ran again. Yeah, he's called Jonathan Harvey.
Right. Okay.
That's not him. He's younger. I think that's him there. I mean, you don't know him. I know his voice. But he has run in all of the constituencies of all of the elections. So there's pictures of him with Boris, with Theresa May. Wow. This going back like years and years. And so the main criticism I got running for mayor, and Nico got as well, was like, you're just taking the piss of our like electoral system. This is absurd. Like you're taking votes away from other people. And I said, well, the UK has had like a huge history of stupid candidates over the years.
Yeah.
So like that's Lord Buckethead.
Right.
And then that's Count Binface. And like a guy dressed as Elmo also. But it's like a part of like our culture that is like ever present.
Yeah.
And some of his policies are hilarious. And I took a lot of my policies from him. Like one of my policies was I wanted to carpet the M25 to make it the smoothest road in the world. Like just doing some really stupid stuff like that. But he was great.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know where we go from Lord Buckethead.
The whole era was just so good. Like, it's bizarre. But again, as you said, when you said that your two goals was to do this, but also to help people, young voters. But it works, doesn't it?
It's worked. And like if you go to the BBC, like annoyingly, we weren't told. We didn't get the analytics to see the voter turnout.
All right.
But if you go on the BBC website, for me, they did an interview with me and Nico. That video got 1 million views on the BBC News like YouTube channel, and every other video they post got 2,000-3,000 views.
Yeah.
Now I won't lie, 90% of that is Nico, but I hope to think that a little bit of that is also me, because it's easy for like politicians to say, oh, young people should vote, but until they have like a horse in the race and it's entertaining.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't really complain because all they're ever trying to do is get young people to vote, and then hey, you guys just.
I'm not going to tell you who for. You can make up your own mind, but I don't care. But just vote.
Yeah.
Do you prefer doing like one-off videos, or do you prefer having like a little series like that?
I love a series, Simon. It's just longer. It just means that I need to just have to worry about like what's the next video idea. So
because you had that, and you had the burying.
Yeah, and then immediately after I buried 10 grand in a briefcase for a treasure hunt.
And that was multiple episodes, right?
That was 4 episodes. But then I realized with that is like the only people who were watching the third episode were people who were really invested in it. Most people like clicked on the first one, kind of saw whether they could solve it in 5 minutes, said no, and then couldn't be asked to watch the others. So if I was going to do that again, I've kind of had an idea of putting a diamond on one of those weather balloons, sending it up to space, it popping, and then having no idea where it's landed. And so somebody then just finds it. Although then it will be a problem because if someone like a farmer who doesn't watch the videos finds it, like they've just walked off with like a diamond. I did it. So like it did really well straight out the gate, and then just didn't do so well for clue 2 and clue 3, and then for the final clue, then everyone wants to know what the answer was. So
do you have any more?
Okay, so I got my kit off with nudist people.
That's what I want. That's a funny video.
Do you have any more series on the way that you can say?
I've got a video that's going to come out in the next couple of days where I hired a private investigator to follow me for a month because I wanted to know what they could find. And
are they here now?
It's it's luckily it stopped, but it's so creepy. Like we had this meeting in Con's studio, actually, the big reveal, and he like had this wad of photos of me and just like, so you do this and this, and you had coffee with this person. This is your passwords for everything. Like he looked deep into it, and like it was mental. It was a really weird experience to see because I want to know how good they were and like
when's
what they
that coming
actually
out?
do. It's coming out in like 2 or 3 days.
I need to watch that one.
How much does it cost?
A lot. It was like to make sure that I didn't know that he was there. we hired him for a certain number of days over the course of a month. So
you didn't know what days.
I didn't know what days he was going to be doing it.
Okay.
So I would just kind of go about my day-to-day life, and I think for like 2 or 3, no, a bit more than that, 4 or 5 days he was there. And the reason why is because of cost. Like they charge £80 to £100 an hour.
Oh wow.
And
you're
so
hiring them for a whole day.
And so you're hiring for the whole day for multiple days. It gets expensive. So thank you so much for Kerr for sponsoring this video. So I'm hoping to get some sponsorship on it. But so I've got that, and I want to do a video where I hire porn stars to act in my short film, just to act, because I want to see how good they are at acting.
Oh no.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Yeah, so
seen too many of the intros.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's I think Astrid Wett's quite keen to do some acting.
You're gonna leading from that, you're gonna go back to Vegas for the.
No, that was genuinely one of the saddest days of my YouTube. I remember like filming that video at the AVN Porn Expo in Vegas, being like, "This is terrible." I met Vitaly. I'm sure you guys have you met him?
As in
like Vitaly, Russian Vitaly.
Never
like,
met him. No.
The Shrieker.
He was on so much.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything that it was terrifying. Like
I haven't seen this.
Nick, if you get up the clip, so if it's about halfway through I went to the porn awards or porn convention. About halfway through, I meet Vitaly. Yeah, that's the one.
Do you get
keep going? There we go. It was back there. No, bit further back. There we go. That was the interaction, and I'm genuinely look at my face. I am genuinely terrified. So he then just eats the microphone.
Oh my god!
And he was with this posse of like girls, and it was so. What happened was, I saw him. I thought, I need to get this in the video. I need to interview him for the video.
Yeah.
So I went up to him. I was like, "Hello, mate. Can I grab you for a quick interview?" And his first reaction was, "How many subs do you have?"
Oh, God.
So at that time, I didn't know whether he was asking that question because I needed to have a certain number of subs in order to interview
he doesn't
him.
want to be seen.
So, yeah. So I said, "Oh, I've got 130K," and then I said, "Is that enough?" Now, he then got very, very offended. He's like, "What do you mean, bro? Is that enough? I just wanted to know. What the hell are you asking? Like, you say I'm not good enough? Like, what the hell?" I was like, I don't know what to do here. Like, I'm in a position here. Like, and he was on a lot of narcotics. Yeah. And he then, at various points, just grabs the microphone. He, like, puts his whole mouth around it and go, He was calling his, like, he had, like a harem of women who just like it's like and they all just like ran over and then just like and they're like posing alongside him and they look miserable. They're so bored because they're watching me interview Vitaly. But it was a very sad experience. I didn't come away from that day thinking, hey, like I've really had a really like newfound perspective on the porn industry. I left thinking that was awful. That was genuinely terrible.
So what is AVN? Is it
AVN? I think is a network. So it stands for Adult Video Network. And I found it really interesting the way that like the whole industry works. So apparently they have like teams or clubs where you sign for as a performer. So you've got like Brazzers and Bang Bros and that kind of thing, and they sign performers to them, and they're contracted. So they're contracted. They get a salary, but they're also contracted to a certain number of content. So that's one side of the industry. The other side of the industry is camming, and the camming guys and girls seemed so much more happy than the performers who were like with these networks or these teams, and it was really interesting to see that you would go and interview them and they would be like super smiley and hi, and like the guys and girls, both of them were super engaging and smiley and like flirty with everybody. And then as soon as you walked away and you look back, their faces just dropped.
Oh God.
Just waiting for the next person. And then they also have meet and greets. So there's a long line where you can meet your favorite porn star. Like Riley Reid had a stall and there were people queuing to, that was me, joining the Spank Academy.
Wait, so I think it is this video I've seen one video of this.
And so they have loads of like what's happening in the porn technology world. So this was a vibrating bicycle seat where you played Flappy Bird, and if you failed, it would vibrate really, really vigorously. So that's it vibrating there. And so it was just such a bizarre experience. It stopped working. It genuinely
Is it painful vibration?
It's like quite uncomfortable. These are what sex dolls look like now.
Oh god.
They like blink and
I was gonna say, surely everyone would be failing on purpose.
well, yeah, exactly. He's like, I got the high score. That's not the point, Simon.
I got 1 10 times.
Yeah. So it was a weird experience, and like it was one of those times where I was like, right, I'm gonna like really invest in some content. I'm gonna fly across the world, and for me, like to do that, it costs so much money. And then I didn't think about it, but the video immediately got demonetized.
Yeah.
And I was like, as long as I just like blur things out and like censor things that we find. So of course it wouldn't, Max, you absolute moron. So I think no one does it because they know it's just going to get demonetized immediately.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing like Nelk would do or something.
Yeah. Well, Nelk are crazy, aren't they? Because they get demonetized all the time, but they still have such a massive audience.
Yeah.
Do you watch Nelk or anything?
No, I find it really difficult to watch because I find it really. It's like watching those prank invasion videos all over again. Like it's like, oh my god, bro, no way. And I absolutely hate public, like when you're being annoying to other people in public.
Hell yeah.
So a little bit like Logan Paul in Japan just before the Suicide Forest stuff. Like being inconsiderate to people in a public place, I find just so difficult to watch. Like moaning in people's ear at the golf course, that I cannot watch. And a little bit like some of the stuff that Nico has done in the past, and I think KSI, like the screaming in a library, or I can't watch those because I just cringe inside. But I know that they do super well in the end. But good luck to them.
Yeah, well, there's like a scale, isn't there? There's some pranks that literally is harmful to people, and there's probably ones where someone's playing golf, just try and enjoy their day, and you get some that are harmless. But
is there anyone you do like? Who do you watch?
I genuinely watch. I watch both of you. That's not me saying that. Like I watch your Pokemon stuff. I've watched Simon your stuff for a long time. I've watched Yes Theory, Zach and Jay, a guy called Bo Miles, who's an Australian creator. He is the best YouTuber. He makes videos every 6 months, and they're just like he's just it's like 35-year-old Australian guy, and. He was the one who started the trend of like I ran a mile for every hour of the day. So if you scroll slightly down, Nick, he walks to work, which is like miles away. Slightly further.
Who did I watch do that?
Maybe
Someone did that around. They did a mile around.
Yeah, a mile an hour. There you go. That was the video that he did 3 years ago, running a different kind of marathon. So like every hour he'll run a mile, and then we'll do like something after he's run the mile. We'll do something that fills the rest of the time in that hour to show, you can look how much you can do in a day. And he's just really wholesome. There's proper films. Like they're not like, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. They're proper films. So I love watching him. It's kind of that thing when you like sit in the seat and like ask who do you watch. It's really difficult, but I really enjoy kind of the British YouTube scene as well. So like Cyber and Sunday generally, and being in one where I'm dressed as a pint, and
Becky can talk about that as well.
Yeah, Becky that was mental. So
we did Dragon's Den.
Yes,
and Becky was one of the pitchers. Yeah, you ended up being a pitcher.
Yeah. I was asked by Becky the day before.
No, I got the fun. That was a great one.
Yeah, I got a call. I got a call from Becky the day before saying, "Hi Max, do you want to be in a giant pint costume for the Sidemen video?"
Sure.
And I just heard Sidemen video. I was like, "Yeah," and so turned up, and I genuinely had to stand there. Like she could have used a mannequin.
Anyone.
She could have literally anything or anyone. And she said, "Yeah, you'll be amazed how difficult it is to find people to get to do this." I was like, "Really?" And so there I am. And I didn't really know what my role was. Like I didn't know, like, am I supposed to speak and like give chat back? Like you can look how awkward I look.
We were so confused.
That is so good.
And then JJ was like, "Oh yeah," because you were pitching for the product, and JJ said, "Oh, I don't want the drink, I want him." How much for him? And I was like, "Me? Okay, now this is the thing." And I then tried to be like funny about the whole thing. And this is the first time I'd met like all of you. Like and I knew Con, but that was about it. And so and do you know what? I thought it's an hour and 10-minute video or hour and a half video. Like that's a long video. I thought there's no one that's gonna like see me in this because like I'm like an hour in. Like Jesus. Bloody hell, like you guys have some serious traction. I mean, it's obvious to say, but the amount of in my comments, like, it's the guy from the Sidemen Sunday video. I was like, I was hardly in it. I didn't say anything. But it was, I'm just shaking everyone's hand for some reason.
That is so
But it's all
good.
creating the, like, no matter where it is in the video, it's creating the moment that people like remember.
Yeah,
and seeing a man
dressed as a pint
dressed
glass.
as a pint.
Oh yeah, and you everyone threw money at me, and so that at the end there, I tried to like collect some of the money and like stuff it down my pint glass, but it was so yeah. If you see that I'm shaking hands, and then I just see an opportunity, I'm like, oh, actually, I don't know whether this is fake money. Yep, I'll have that. And I realise it's fake money. It's like, I've committed to the bit now. Oh, I'll just hold it.
This video is so good.
Yeah.
JJ is so good at playing these characters, man.
Yeah, so
He really enjoys it.
if you ever need someone else to dress up as a bottle of wine, give me a shout.
Yeah, that video was an odd video.
Yeah,
It was a good video. I can't remember where I was going with this.
I think we were just chatting about the video.
Yeah,
and
just chatting
the
about the
whole,
I
right?
had a question though, and I can't remember now. You asked something.
Was it cold being in that suit?
it was. Actually, we were the last.
studio is freezing.
Oh, wow,
and we were the
really?
last of the day as well. Like there was, like Freezy was there, Stephen Try, Zach and Jay. There was the Llamas, Nico was there. And I was the last day of filming. I'd been told for a cool time. I waited for generally about 2.5, 3 hours,
God.
and was just in this warehouse, and then just appeared. But those shoots, they're long, aren't they?
Yeah.
Where's Zach and JD? They took a llama,
They
right?
brought llamas. They tried to sell you guys llamas.
It was an alpaca.
Alpaca.
Yeah, it was the Alpaca Defence League.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
The ADL,
Yeah.
And then Stephen had
the coochie trainers.
coochie trainers.
Yeah.
He'd put a fleshlight inside a shoe.
Nico had the cupcakes, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys fall? Did you know that was like?
No, we had we had no idea about anyone's product. And then Nico turned up, but he had spoken to Josh, and he basically said to Josh, like, okay, these cupcakes are going to have this chili in. Who do I give them to? And Josh said, not him, Vic, me, or Toby.
So just Harry.
Harry, Ethan, and JJ. He said, give those three. And then they ended up putting it in mine as well.
Right.
I think they put it in everyone's except Josh's. Oh. But none of us ate them.
No, I think you realise as soon as.
Well, they called me a massive pussy, so I went, I'm not eating your product.
Nice.
Luckily, it didn't work. Yeah, there you go.
So it was obviously like immediately just absolutely ruined.
I mean, I actually then after this, I smelt it and I was like, yeah,
you could smell the chili. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. So when we were drinking Becky's drink,
Yeah.
obviously, I think she just poured random alcohols into a drink.
Yeah.
Do you remember drinking it at all?
Yes, I did drink it.
It was actually weirdly nice.
I seem to remember it tasted like it was like violety, like because there was some Parma violet in there. It overpowered everything else. It just tasted like lavender. And then I think Harry was just actually quite enjoying it and had a second shot
for seconds. Yeah.
And then everyone's like, "Careful, mate. We've got more filming to do after this." And he was like, "No, I'll have some more." It was weirdly quite nice. But the thing is, yeah, Becky had loads of like, she got so nervous. And so she had loads of like delivery of jokes that she was going to do. And then she just got there and was like,
Forgot.
but no, it was good fun. Like it was a cool experience.
So how do you know Becky?
I met Becky I saw that she was doing YouTube, and I remember my 100k special, I wanted some YouTubers in there. I went duck herding because that's what I do on my 100k special.
Nice.
And I think I just messaged her, and genuinely it was the first person that I'd ever met. So it was her, Elbat, Zach and Jay, and Kieran Carlin. And so I was just like, "Hi guys, I'm filming this silly video. Do you want to come?" And like I'd never like done anything with YouTubers before. And yeah, it was a really fun day. And I was like, "Oh, you're really good fun." And so we just genuinely just went duck herding. God, this is the content I used to make. Absolute crap. And yeah, we got given a dog, and we had to learn how to like direct the dog around the ducks around these like certain gate through these gates.
Yeah.
So you had to get them through, and this Welsh farmer was trying his hardest to tell us what to do. But yeah, it was, so that's how I met Becky, and she's just like a really nice girl, and she's actually her and Becky, and actually everyone in those videos are kind of people I'd call like mates of mine from YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't really, but actually playing football now, I play football with some of the other guys, and so I got to know like Harry and Ethan and
Yeah.
Lewis Buchan and that guy.
Oh, you play football with them?
Do you want to come, Simon?
I don't get invited.
Oh,
I'll add you to the Twitter group, don't worry. But bloody hell, there are some. Chris MD, I know you all know this, but Chris MD, what a baller.
Harry, I literally said to Harry the other day, I was like, why don't I get invited? And he went, you're too good. We invited Chris one time. He scored all their goals.
Mate, he is so good.
He is.
And he's never on my team. Him and Elliot Hackney are always on the opposite team, and they're both so good. I'm like, oh, it's a long day. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, moving on, I only have one more like topic, and that's kind of like future stuff.
Yeah.
As in, what's your ultimate goal? Because obviously you said you want to be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
But obviously you want to do stand up as well.
It's so different. Like, my ultimate goal is to still have a job in 10 years. Like, that's because I'm terrified of this being like short term, of like, oh, you do your thing and then you're done. And I remember that guy who used to make that when he ran for mayor. And so I'm trying to do as much stuff as I can to make myself to get better at different things, basically. So the stand-up thing is to try and like see if I can put my feet in that world. There's a lot of like what JJ has done so successfully. And I know that all that audience stems from YouTube, so I want to make sure I keep that. And YouTube is where I start, and I really enjoy making YouTube videos because of the speed in which you can do it, and there's no one else interfering.
Yeah.
Like, I've had a few conversations with TV, and it's such a pain. It's like, oh yeah, we'll speak to the editor, you might speak to the producer, you might speak to the director, and that takes so long. Whereas like this private investigator video, like we just had the idea, we hired them the next day, and away we go. So I would love to. Genuinely, it's such a weird answer, but just have a job in 10 years and keep making videos that people enjoy and just doing things that people enjoy. I'll try acting at some point. Yeah. Maybe not singing. Actually, rapping.
You've done
I've done the singing, yeah.
You're singing on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chihuahua's taken my kind of posh character to the rapping, so hey, you can have that.
Yeah. When you say we, have you like a little team now? With
I've
your
literally
content?
just hired one person because it got to the point where I was like, this is so unsustainable. Yeah. Because I was editing myself, shooting myself, producing myself. Actually, I would get people to help me with the shooting side of it, but I've just hired someone full time on the channel, and that's a whole different like kettle of fish, because then they're meant to be editing, but with you, and then you want to see what the edit looks like. Oh no, change it like this. Oh, let me do it. And then it's like, well, hold on, you've just done the whole edit. So it's about like relinquishing that control.
You gotta let it go sometimes.
Yeah. So I'm trying just slowly to kind of build something that is still super. Because I think people then notice when it becomes too produced, and like as soon as you get like the Sony Reds out or the big old cameras out, everyone's like, what? No, just film it on your phone, mate.
Yeah, you need to keep that authenticity. That's what Mr. Beast does well, I think.
Yeah,
his Squid Games video.
Yeah,
it still felt very YouTube. Yeah, and it could have very easily been like a highly produced thing, which obviously it was, but it was
like highly produced, but a YouTube version.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we sometimes go too overproduced on side.
Yeah, it can happen.
Like we've literally said it in our chat, like we need to stop. There's certain times where we do go too produced, and we're kind of like,
what are the audience like with that? Like, are they?
It depends what it is, because it's like, say you do a game show, like we did The Wheel, and that was such like it was TV production.
That was a TV show. That was an episode.
Yeah, and everyone loved it. But then we do certain ones, and I think it's more when it's like out and about, real life stuff that we try and make produced. Everyone's kind of like, you lose a lot of your like just normal banter.
Yeah, just hold a camera and see what happens.
Yeah, because you don't get the witty stuff that just comes like naturally because you're too busy trying to
saying your line,
mics and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference as well, isn't there, between like something that's good, high quality, and something that's like overproduced.
Yeah,
you still want it to be good, top quality, but still keep the vibe there of the friendship. And
but it's hard to keep that vibe when you do have like
mics and
all the cameras pointing at you, and it's kind of like, okay, go. Instead of just you holding like a little vlog camera.
And I think that's where like mainstream TV, like they don't struggle with YouTubers, but they like, right, they're being told, oh, we need to get YouTubers on this TV show, and they put them in that environment that they've never been before, and then they act surprised when they aren't amazing at it. So of course not, because they're normally used to like an SLR and just doing it themselves and not having a script, and then you have a director in your ear. But I have to say that what you guys did with the Wheel was so smart from both sides, for them as well. That was live. That was live edited, wasn't it? Like, it was produced like they normally do. You just went to the studio. Like, they were hired like they would normally for an episode. And I bet you, do you know how well that did for them? As a show?
No, but I mean, I don't know how we can tell. But
yeah, I'm not sure. But like, it probably did huge like not huge numbers, but the awareness for them about now people know what it is probably amazing. So that was really, really smart from the TV side of it.
Yeah, I mean, is it like, what does that say? Average
5 million views.
Average 5 million viewers.
Yeah.
And yours got 14 mil.
Yeah.
16 mil.
Yeah. But then I guess it's like, is one live? Does that make a difference? Is 5 million concurrent, or is it?
I assume so.
Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah, in that 1 hour.
Okay, yeah, in that hour. Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I think both parties knew what they were doing, because we try to get, like, nowadays we don't really want to do game shows unless we can get the set
Amazing.
Yeah. And I think they were one of the only people that really understood, like, okay, why would we not let them just use the set?
I want to do you watch Taskmaster? There's a TV show that I love called Taskmaster.
Yeah.
And like,
Is that on Dave's?
it used to be on Dave, got bought by Channel 4.
Right.
And like, it would be so easy if they did an episode like of a YouTuber Taskmaster with Greg Davis. And I mean, it might not be that easy, but the point is it would be amazing for both parties there. Like, because
for sure.
Be able to, loads of young audience would see what the show was. And yeah, they were getting loads of more hype.
Yeah.
Well, I think Nevermind the Buzzcocks is coming back.
Oh, yeah.
At some point. And I was kind of like, that, like, I love that show.
Yeah.
And I mean, admittedly, it's not even a hard set to do.
No.
But
you
why
want
not
the feel,
just get...
don't you? You get the feel of how it is on TV.
Yeah, but why not get, put a few YouTubers on it?
Yeah.
And
Well, Vic was on the wheel, right?
Vic was on the wheel, and that's how we got on the wheel.
Oh, really?
Through Vic, yeah.
Dan
Oh,
TDM
really?
was on the wheel recently.
Dan TDM was on
He
it recently.
was,
Joe
yeah.
Suggs been on it.
Yeah.
So Vic was on it, and he literally said to them, like, "Oh, could we do a Sidemen one?" And I think we've had a couple of other TV shows, but they want to put it on TV,
Right.
and we're kind of like, there's no real.
What's the point?
Yeah, because it might not even do much better for yours.
Yeah.
But if it's on our channel,
that's going to be better for you.
it'll do better for us, but it'll also do better for them.
Yeah.
That has got to be such a difficult conversation to have with them. That you're like,
Yeah.
no, you're gonna make it, but we're gonna post it.
We
They're
don't
like,
want it on TV.
no.
But that's what I mean. If they don't get it, it's done. The conversation doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And how many are there people in the industry who are starting to like understand that, like who are more open to that idea?
Oh, I mean,
now you can
I'd
show
like
them.
Yeah.
I mean, that was huge for us in terms of now being able to show it, because we did stuff like, we've done The Chase, we've done Weakest Link, etc., stuff like that, and we've approached them and gone, can we use this? Can we use your setup and everything? And they're kind of like, oh, not sure, like blah blah blah. We do it, and then they comment on it. And they comment saying like, this was amazing, like,
Oh yeah, let's get you down to the studio.
Right.
yeah, and it'll be like, let's see you take on a real chaser, stuff like that. And it's like, well, we tried.
We did ask you.
But now I think
amazing.
they're open to it because we've
The wheel.
done it.
Mm.
And yeah, it's like, there's literally a proven thing. You just go, look, here you go.
when is one of you getting on I'm a Celeb? That's a big question.
I don't think anyone would. I think anything that takes more than like a little bit of time, because obviously
Wouldn't you just want to do it like because of like you watched? I would.
No.
I'm never going to get asked on it, but I would absolutely love to do it. I don't care that I'm taking 6 weeks away. Being on I'm a Celeb would be awesome, just because I've watched the show.
Yeah, I guess it depends. Like, it's probably an individual thing, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Because when I did they were doing Locked In, weren't they? They said, "Are you
Asylum's
interested in
Locked
doing
In.
Locked In?" And I was like, "No, not at all." 'Cause I had so much stuff to do. Whereas other people would love to go on that, and it works for them.
Yeah.
But it's just like, what are you doing currently in life? I was doing too much Pokemon stuff. I can't step away from the business side of things.
Well, I say it's two things. Of one is like, it would take time away. Like we're doing Sidemen Sundays every week,
Yeah.
so to go away for whatever, like a month and a half or whatever it is, that'd be detrimental. And secondly, this sounds really peak. For I'm a Celeb, I kind of see it as people whose careers are on a downward spiral.
I'd really like to do I'm a Celebrity.
You know what I mean? Like the majority are like, oh, this is a retired tennis player.
yeah.
And it's like
David Ginola.
yeah. I mean, he's a foot hero this year.
Yeah, Spurs hero.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, really. I think it just depends on timing, doesn't it? Timing, what you're doing right now, blah blah blah. But I think JJ's probably. I know he's been asked to go on a bunch of these things, but
Is that the show you would go on if one show? What could you go on?
Oh, it's between I'm a Celeb, Strictly Come Dancing, or Taskmaster.
yeah.
You'd go on Strictly.
I would love to go on Strictly. I don't know. It's because I think it's just because I've watched these shows growing up, and
Yeah,
there's just a
yeah.
part of me being like,
Anything that's like.
have you been? I bet you've been asked to do that as well. Because they always want a YouTuber. They had Saffron. They had Joe.
Yeah.
We got asked for something and it was like at the Sidemen, kind of like, does anyone want to do it? But I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Strictly. It was one of those, and it's just, to me, that's also, I mean, that's a loss of time as well, but also anything live.
You don't want to edit it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something that, I've messed up, I can make it a funny edit.
Yeah.
It'll just be cringe. Like you've fallen over in a foxtrot. It's done.
Yeah.
Falling over, I fell over in the foxtrot. Gone wrong.
But at the same time, a lot of creators have done really well off those shows, haven't they? I know Pieface did Big Brother, right?
Yeah. He wasn't a creator before that, was he?
No, that's what I kind of mean. They kind of like it propels.
And I mean, Joe Sugg now is just he just bounces from show to show.
Yeah.
Even Becky, I imagine she did really well after locked out.
Locked in. But I'm sure she did. But I think that because that was like that's online centric place.
Yeah.
Like she said, I mean, she seems to, like, she's on the bloody tube adverts everywhere. So she's done like the Christmas advert with Foot Asylum. So I'm seeing her everywhere. So yeah, obviously did well out the back of that.
But
that is a bit different because that's all YouTubers and online.
So you're saying if a YouTuber say went on like a TV show, it wouldn't do as well for them?
No, I think they'd do more.
Oh, right.
Because she's basically in her normal environment of YouTube with YouTubers.
I think what's difficult though is that unless you're an absolute like mega star on YouTube, unless you are like one of the Sidemen, like going on Strictly or one of like that won't do much for their numbers.
Yeah.
So they obviously want, if they're hiring someone from social media, they want to see a huge uptick in viewership, and the only people who have that kind of power are the biggest people in the space in that particular country.
Yeah, but I think at the same time, give it some years, and I think obviously Strictly to me is a majority older audience.
Yeah.
So the viewing figures will keep going kind of down.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are going up, but they'll have to keep getting in more and more social influencers.
I just want to be the one that if someone's nan is watching, oh, he's a nice boy, does that YouTube stuff. You watch that to me, don't you? Yeah, do you know him?
And then they watch a video of you at the adult
video network. Oh gosh, not sure you should be watching this, Timmy. Yeah,
it's still crazy to me. I think it's probably because we're in it that so much of the world still has no idea what YouTube is or anything to do with it. So obviously, since JJ started doing the mainstream, now you'll hear people, oh, you're the guy off the radio, or you're the guy who sings with Anne Marie. Whereas, like, for me, I'm like, well, KSI is the biggest person in the world, but there's still so many people out there that don't know.
Oh yeah, Mr. Beast talks about this on like how he like people have be the biggest people on each platform. Like people have no idea who Julius Dean is, but he's enormous on Facebook. People have no idea who Mr. Beast is, and it's like on TikTok, people have no idea who Kabi Lame is or Charlie D'Amelio or Dixie D'Amelio. But it's just whatever platform you use majoritarily, you'll know that creator.
Just shows you that the world's big, isn't it?
All in all, a lot of people. Whoa, look at the size of that. So.
Well, I've run out of questions, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think we're at a good point.
I have run out of questions as well. I mean,
well, thank you very much for
mate. Thanks for having me. This has been awesome.
That's nice.
Cheers, mate. John.
We actually did. We wanted him on here for a long time, but we were too scared to ask. So.
And I didn't know I was wanted, so then I was too scared to ask until I met someone who said, "Oh yeah, they want you."
John's always mentioned it. Oh, get Max on.
He has actually said that a lot.
Oh yes, John.
Yeah.
So when you message me,
any more Sidemen shoes? Just give me a shout. Just going through. I've got Cod on side, and Cod likes me.
Yeah. Sweet.
Well, yeah. Thank you for coming on. Make sure you check out all his links in the description down below, as always. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.